Hi guys, welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
I bet you thought I was going to turn on the last video, didn't you? Didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. Right. Now, if you hear a bit of banging noise and stuff, there's roadworks going on outside, so they're digging up and stuff. And they've got a digger there, so you might hear a bit of noise. Right, I'm going to turn my little hammer. Okay, I think this would be a fantastic little gift for Christmas for someone. If you got a friend that's into anything, you know, I think this is absolutely beautiful. I really do. So I'm going to turn my hammer handle. So obviously that's the stem. All I need to do is the handle, and I've got a piece of yew because I think that's going to look nice. And I want the sapwood and that. I want to try and get that in the middle, so that'd be good. Right. Okay. I'll talk through what I need to do as I go along. So I've got a piece of wood. Now I'm just going to find centre on this. Not find centre exactly. I'm just going to roughly judge it. I've got a lot of wood to take off of it, and I want to get it so I've got the sapwood. I'm going there in the middle. I want a bit of both. Yeah. I like the sapwood on you, and I like the orange, so I'm gonna get it roughly like that. That'll do me. Now I had a phone call. That's why I didn't actually do the video for any turning, because I did actually get a phone call as well.
A nice phone call,
which was Elaine.
Yeah.
So thank you, Elaine. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice.
Really
talking
was.
To you.
Now that was actually really good because, and you might think it's not set up. Elaine could tell you herself on the thing, because I said about if it helped one person. Well, she's watched the first two of the videos with the not getting catches with traditional, and she's like, wow, it just all clicked for her, and she's managed to do it. And she's like, fantastic, she's getting the shavings, and it's helped her immensely, so she's brilliant with that. Couple of bits she did ask about, because she says she sharpens on a Pro Edge. And I said, it's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with a Pro Edge. You know, some people say, it doesn't sharpen as sharp and all that. That's a load of rubbish. You get diamond belts and everything for them. They're very good. It's just not for me, not my personal choice, okay? But what I did say, because she was a little bit about getting the relief bevel, and what I did say to her was, well, it's very easy. You can just adjust your tool protrusion, go again, and you'll get your relief bevel. Being it's a flat grind, like I said, I like a hollow grind that you get from a wheel, because it works, because everything we turn, like I say, is round. When you come to do hollowing of bowls, it makes no difference whichever, because obviously the curve goes the totally opposite way. Now, if you're really picky about it, I don't do many bowls. I don't like doing bowls. I don't do many bowls. If I was doing a lot of bowls and picky about it, I would probably give a slight roll on my bevel to actually do it as a bevel, like a curve like that. Okay, so rather than a hollow grind and have a concave, I'd have a convex and slightly that, because that would actually follow the shape of the. It makes sense, doesn't it? If your bowl curves, it makes sense to have a curve that fits in a curve, and you'd follow the bevel round. I think that would be the better way to go. Maybe I'll do one day and we'll try. I'm going to lie a bit there, because I have already tried it and it does work and it's good. I don't have one because I don't do many bowls, so it don't bother me. The other choice is you make your bevel very small. This is where carbide's so fantastic, because carbide, literally all your carbides, although they're a flat, and a carbide, because it's not done on it's a flat grind anyway, like you'd get off a Pro Edge, because you've literally only got 3 mil of bevel there. That means that can maintain, no matter what the shape of the wood is, that will always be in contact. So if you reduce your bevel down, so rather than having a full length bevel, I haven't got one because I always put, so say that length of bevel, you'll have the hologram. If you halve that, then that will maintain that all the way round, and just make your bevel smaller. For certain jobs, for what you're doing, for hollowing, it's good. Right, anyway, I'm waffling away. Now this wood, if you notice here, and I've picked this bit, I've got to take it down quite a bit because I only want a small handle. It's got a nasty cracked piece right down there. It goes through there. Okay, it goes through there. So that piece, let's put it on this way round. When you come to rough that down, because Elaine did ask a question about what I meant about the roughing gouge when I said back cutting. Okay, now what I mean by that is, because if I get my tool rest at my proper height, I will be using carbide to turn this, but I'm going to do a bit with the roughing gouge just to answer that question, because some other people might have had that same thing. when I say back cut, right, so it's very dusty, let me clean it off. Right, that's clean enough. Right, if this piece of wood here, now most people will tell you to come in and start your cut by the middle out to the side, okay? Now whether I go from the middle out to the side or whether I was to come on to the end, the chances are that piece there is going to fly off in one chunk, okay? It's going to come off as a nasty splinter. Now I get loads of splinters up in my ceiling and everything. I've got one, pull it out, look. Yeah. What will come off is pieces like this, see? Yeah. When you push in and you go that way, this is what comes off, these shards like that. Well, that would be quite a big one. You don't want to come out here for a little bit of turning and suddenly bang, that sticks in your face or in your wherever. All right.
If you're only wearing glasses, it goes
now,
in your eye.
When I say back cut, all it is you come on and you go, the bevel, right? The bevel's there, so the bevel will be on, and we go backwards. And as we go back, look, there's the cut there. That will still cut. So if I was going forward, it would cut, okay, like this, yeah? But because I'm going backwards, it will just flatten that down. It won't chunk that off. And I'm going to show you that now by doing, and this is what I'm talking about. And it's just a nice, safe way for new turners. Now I'm going to put my hat on because I washed my hair this morning.
You use wash and go
I do
again.
apologise for any of that
You use wash and go again.
sniggering and people. Right, okay. So I'm going to start this up. Now, this is what I'm on about, a back cut. So I come in, not even on the wood, and all I do is that. That's the bevel is rubbing and the cutting edge comes in. Okay? And I can back cut that. And that piece of wood won't come off, because when you go forward there's a chance that will come under like there, bang. That's what I wanted to happen, and it happened. Look at that. That was perfect demonstration. I couldn't have asked that. Thank you very much, piece of wood. I know you love me. Right, that was where that crack was, and look what it done.
Yeah.
It
chunked it off.
Right, it took that whole piece off. Whack.
Yeah.
Right, now when I went backwards, no problem, nothing. The second I come forward, that's what happens, okay? And that's what I say, guys, face shield. Glasses, that hits you in the face, it's going to hurt, isn't it? I can't afford to be spoiling my looks. When you're a superstar, you've got to think of these things. Right, now I've still got a bit here. Now you can see here, there's still another piece, look, okay? Now, as I said, you can imagine if I come here, back and forward, that's going to go under that and it's going to flick that right off again and pull all this lot off. Yeah. Now, that's there, and yeah, I could just pull that off, but, like I said, if I back cut, it will just get rid of it. See, it's just going to get rid of it. And then I can come forward once it's gone, and I'll know when it's gone. And this is why I say it's so important to be able to hear. Why I don't like a face shield that covers my ears up, okay? Because I can hear whether there's a crack. Now I can tell this, and you'll still get, look, that's a back cut, and you still get these shavings, okay? And this wood is dry. Put my tool rest in. And now, because there's no noise, when I go back, if there was this crack there, as I come along here, I'd still get a clicking. And I'm not getting no clicking, right? And the bevel, look, bevel's in full cut. That's why I like a curve, not a straight over, and not to come in here and do this, because that would just chunk that off the same. With that curve, handle right down. There's the bevel. Bevel's fully in control. Okay, whether I go backwards or forwards, I can get a lovely, lovely ribbon. Now I've got to bring this down, and I do recommend having a roughing gouge even if you use carbide. But obviously that's as long as you can sharpen it. Now I've got to bring this down quite a bit because, like I said, it's a big piece of wood to have for that. Right, okay, I'm going to put a tenon on the end of that because obviously I want to be able to put that into a chuck because I've got to drill it as well. So I'm just going to come in with a little tool now. Yep, I can put a nice tenon on here. Well, I'm going to hold down my shark jaws. I think my shark jaws will get hold of that. No, it might not actually. I'm going to have to check that because I don't know what size I've done that down to. Let's have a look at it anyway. See whether that crack's gone. Right, yes, the crack's gone. I'm just going to check whether that's going to fit in my shark jaws. Yes, it is. Okay, that's going to be okay. That's why I've done a straight tenon like that. Okay, I've done a straight one like that because that's going to fit straight in my shark jaws. I thought it would. I thought it was about the right size. Right, okay, let me get that in. So hopefully, Elaine, that's explained for you what I meant about the back cut. Okay.
On roughing down.
On roughing down, yes. And if you was doing that with the carbide, exactly the same. Go backwards first, okay? And with your round cutter. And this is why I say with if you've got cracks or something, doesn't mean you can't do it. But with a square, I'm going to use a Rutland's chuck because I'm just trying it out at the moment, see how it's going to be, and it's very good. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't turn it. Right, that's fairly close. That I think I'm fully closed on that, but I have got it. Okay, I'm confident to turn on that. I'm confident enough because I know I've got quite a bit in there. Okay, and I'm only going to do. I only want a small handle. I don't want a massive handle for this, but I've got to drill the hole for it now first, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, when I measured this for this screw thread I've got to put in, okay, I'm drilling a 12mm hole. I did try with an 11, and 11 would probably be more, if you've got a softer wood, 11, but because you use very hard, I'm using a 12, okay, otherwise it could crack. And the beauty of this is, said, it all comes apart, so this can come off. So the beauty of this bit coming off is, once I've got this in, I start turning to shape. When I get down to the last bit, I'm going to screw that in, put my live centre into the end of that, because it won't damage it, and then I can make sure I get it nice and flush to that. So, which I'll show you in a bit. Very good kits, really. A very good kit. Right, I've got a drill bit. Now I've got to be careful with this because this sort of drill bit is a self-feed one. So when you've got these type of, it's not a brad bit, it's not a wood bit, this is a cobalt bit, okay, a DeWalt one. When you've got these sort of drill bits that have this type of flute, yeah, a bit like your brad point bits, be careful because they self-feed, okay, they're like a bit like an auger bit, and they self-feed in, so as they drill they pull themselves in. Got to be careful because when you've got it in here, you don't want it to pull it out of here, so hold on to your chuck when you drill. You don't want it to pull your chuck out of your centre there, okay? So you need to hold on to it. Right, just pull it back a little bit. It's only a little hole, okay? I'm not bothering slowing the lathe down. I'm going to drill at that because it's a tiny little hole, okay? That's about deep enough, I think. Let me have a look in it. Yeah, that's deep enough. There we go. So we've got our little hole, okay? Yeah, just that little warning. Be careful with these type of drill bits. They self-feed, and if you just was drilling in deeper, that could actually pull this out. It'll go in faster than you're winding. And what it'll do when it gets a grip, it'll pull the chuck out, and if that happens, if you see it happening, run. Run as fast as you can. So I can tell you now it's gonna bloody hurt. Right, now this goes in with an Allen key bit, and that fits on that. I think that will be okay. I don't think that will damage the threads if I put that back in. So I'm going to actually screw this in now. Don't want that to drop off. I'm going to lock my thread and I'm going to screw that in. Right, yeah, I've gone for the 12mm. It is tight, but it's going in. I'm going to back up a little bit and then go in. But it's not tight that it's going to crack the wood. So that's gone in. Now I'm going to get it to... That's it, right? So that's gone nice there. So take that out. That's all right. Now this sits flush. So I want to check this because I might actually... Just going to screw that in. Now let me take the hammer bit out. It'll be easier. A plonker, because I want to test and see how that's going to look. No, see, now I don't like that's going to have a slight gap there when that tightens. Okay, so this is why I'm doing this and I'm showing it. I know it makes it a little bit longer winded, but I want to show it so you can see. Right, so what I want to do, I want to actually countersink a tiny bit. Yeah. So that just goes in, okay? So I put it in, I'm going to take it back out. Now it ain't going to be a problem me undoing it because I mean I don't think it's going to need it, it's very tight, but I would actually put a little bit of super glue on the last bit of thread and put it in so that it doesn't come undone at all. Right, I'm going to just do a very tiny recess in that. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a... That's it, that's nice. I'm going to use a square carbide for that. Put my tailstock out of the way. And I'm just going to come in. Right, I think that should be, you know, I'm going to go... It's got to be covered by the metal, the silver. That's it, I think that's deep enough. How deep is that on that edge? Yeah, that's going to be deep enough now. Okay, and that'll make that sit down flush. That's it, just a touch with the square carbide. Okay, and I want to put this in because it's already threaded. I can now just do it by turning the wood. It's actually threaded itself. Right, there we go. Nice and tight. Don't tighten it so that it carries on spinning. There we go. That's now flush on that. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it down. Now I don't want this in to do the whole turning. I'm going to just pop this in here for a second. Want to check? Yep, that's going to go flush. And now I'm going to just put a little line there for where I'm going to turn it down to. Then I'm going to put this in, then finish. I don't want to do the whole turning with this in place. I don't want a chance damaging the thread. Right, so right, on there. There we go. Look at that. That worked once because I've got lead in my pencil.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So now I'm just going to turn this down to that. Now I don't think I really need tailstock support, but I'm going to put it up because I've got it here. So why not? And I'm using my one of my new drive centers. Look at that. That's all that is just touch. I'm not going to damage nothing because I've got it. It's just touching. Okay. If I actually hold that I could probably, no, I can't get it to turn without it there. Take it up a little bit. There, that's it. It's just that much, okay? That's just enough. Lock everything down and we're good. And now I'm going to turn that. Turn it on. Everything's running nice and true. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with my parting tool and I'm going to get where the back of my handle is going to be. The back of my handle is going to be down there, okay? So I know where I'm going. And now, the first thing I need to do is I need to take it down a lot more, don't I? Yeah. Because it's quite thick, so I'm going to use the round carbide for that. Okay, and I'm going to just take that again. Remember what I said, turn it over. Now if this was I was roughing down from square, I can do the same. I can put it on and I can go backwards. Okay? If there was a crack, I can go backwards first. But we ain't got no cracks, so we don't have to do that. So I'm now going to come in. You can see I'm rolling over and using the bevel. Now, it takes a bit of time, but we'll get a nice finish. Okay? It's smaller cut. You're not going to get as fast a cut with a carbide like this on the bevel as you will with a traditional tool. This doesn't happen. But, what's your rush? If you're not in a rush, it doesn't matter, does it? But by doing it this way, I'm just going for a basic curved over handle. I don't want nothing fancy and elaborate. The hammer handle. Right, and what I want to show here, actually I should do that with that. Right, let's have a look at the finish we've got. Right, now look. See that finish? Right, it's beautiful. Okay, that's without any sanding. Now, if you need to move, you want to move it a bit quicker, you want to do it a bit quicker, and you come in as a scrape you can, okay? This will remove it quicker, and you might find it easier to get your shape. No, so I'm not going right onto that because I'm going to have to come in and do a finished cut on it. Right, so let's say we do it like this. Be careful not to hit that, because when you come down here, if you're touching that and you hit that, that will be too much wood. It will grab and give you a catch. Right, now, this is the problem. Look.
Oh, look at that.
Look at what we've done to this. Okay, look at that tear out there. Because we're scraping across side grain. We're scraping it. That's what we don't want. Okay, that will not sand out. That will be horrible. And you've got no control over your depth. You're having to hold the chisel to control it yourself. So that will get it down nice and quick. Now we come in and do a bevel control cut. So tool can be handled down. Come on with the bevel. It can be up there like that. Just rotate. Look, see that? It's the same as my roughing gouge. Because it's a nice round, we put it on, rotate. There's the cut. Right, I'm going to stop at that because I want to put the bit in and then finish that down to the end. But now, straight away, let me show you. Right, look, there's the cut with the bevel control here, and there's the cut with the scrape. That's the two differences, okay? And that's as good a finish, you can see it, look, it's smooth, it's shiny, as good a finish as you'll get with any traditional tool. Okay, let's start her up again. I'm going to go a little bit deeper, so I can't do a little bit deeper with the cut here. Come in a little bit there, like so, and then we're going to come around here now. You can see here, see the bevel, got a bit of dust on it, clear that off. There's the bevel, the cutter, not the bar, ignore the bar. Even that little bit of screw there doesn't matter because that doesn't come into contact with the wood. There's the bevel. Okay, I hope you can see that bevel on. No cutting, no cutting. There, if you lifted the handle, it would become a scrape. We don't want that. Bevel's on. Rotate. That's all we have to do. Rotate the tool. And then come down. And that gives us a bevel controlled cut. If you just put the tool there and you do that and you come across here, can I do a little bit because I don't want to go too deep on my wood, right? Straight away we start to tear it. Okay, it's better than the scrape, but that is still scrape. There's no bevel control. You see, we're on there. No bevel control. Get that bevel on. Rotate. Cut. Okay, bevel on. Rotate. Cut. Right, okay, so I'm getting that shape. I think that's about, I don't want it too small because that handle's got to have a bit of weight to it because the actual hammer itself has got weight. I'm changing now. I'm going over to my 9mm, my box follower. Exactly the same thing, the bevel. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll this round now. Now, at least it goes down that end, you'll probably see that, how we're rolling that. And what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to stop for a minute. So what I want to do now is I want to look at that, it's beautiful. We've got a little bit here we've got to clean. That's because when I've done that last cut and I come up, I actually pushed into the grain because I didn't go from the crest down. If anyone noticed that. Probably didn't, did you? You probably didn't. Right, now I want to put my silver bit in. There we go. See, now this is why I want to do it, because now I can bring it down to that actual edge so that I haven't got any lip of the wood. And that's going to be the right sort of size of handle I want. Okay, and this can go in there and it won't damage those threads. There we go. So I'm going to come in here with my tool rest and position it in nicely there. I'm going to reduce this a little bit more down here. Like that. Ready for me to curve that over. And now a little bit more. There, just come into it. Perfect. Yep, I'm happy with that. Now I've just got to get this bit done down here. And notice, when you start, you can put your hand here, feed the tool on. Once you start cutting, just move your hand back. Now I need to roll over so we can come round, and there you go. Okay, I've got this slight crest here. I want that because I want my fingers to fit either side of it. Okay, I don't want it to be a totally smooth transition. I want a crest on it. Now I'll just take that a little bit off like that. There we go. Right, do I want any lines on it?
Just on the end bit, not a couple of
sorry?
on the tip, on the end.
I might put a
couple of lines.
A little line there.
Yeah.
And a little line there.
Okay.
Okay. And you see how I did that, the 9mm round? Yeah. All we do is come on and just roll it in, and it gives us those couple of lines. And what I'll do is I'll do a little burn on that. That just adds something, won't it? And that, I'm going to leave that as a flat bottom. I'm not worried about that. If I'd had a bigger piece of wood, I could have pulled it out and sort of curved. I can take that round a little bit, but I'm not over worried about it. I'm going to do a little sand on it. Be careful, don't want to hit the silver bit, okay? We ain't going to need a lot of sanding, but we've got a good finish off our tool there. Yeah, that feels nice actually. Just going to sand on where that crest is. There we go. Right, I'm going to use a couple of different grips now on this. This should take out any standing marks. When it turns. I mean, this is going to be a hammer handle. It's not going to stay clean for very long, believe me. Not the way I use things. Very nice. Last grip. Right, there we go. Hopefully, that gave you a little bit of a... answered a few questions with doing it with the side wide and stuff like that. Right, I'm going to put a bit of sanding sealer. I can open it.
Yep.
Obviously you can do this and do them to whatever shape you want, whatever size you want. Just put my hand there so I don't cover my face mask with it. Like to put it on while it's turning. That's me. There we go. Let that flash off a little bit. Won't take long. Now, a few shavings, and we've got plenty of them. You can't do this with dust, you've got to have shavings. There we go. Now, I'm going to use that old favourite because this is a hammer handle. It's going to be touched all the time. I want canuba wax. Remember, a nice even coat. Like so. And then, again, a little bit of wood shavings. And that splinter wood out of there. And I'll take the first little bit off, so don't gum the cloth up. And then, remember, we shine the wax, not the wood. So we're just going to shine the wax up here. Get it to spread a little bit. And then what I should do on the end of the handle, I'm going to part it off. And then I can polish the end up on a mop or something. Okay. So I'm going to come into there. Okay, I'm going to take this away now. And so I'm going to come in and part off. Now remember, always learn to hold it in your left hand. That way you don't have to stretch across the lathe. There we are, and I'm going to come in there. And that's off. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little sand on that. I'm going to just pop that there for a second. And that's out of camera shot, but it's just there for a minute. Right, I've got to take this off. No, wrong key. I have so many chucks, so many keys. It'd be nice if they did all just have the same one key, but there you go. Right, I haven't tried this in here yet, so I think this should hold. Yeah, it does. Look at that. See, my sanding arbors are compatible with any chuck and any chuck joist. Let's get that. Nice. There we are, nice end on that. Okay, oh my, that's quite close. Yeah, that's alright. That's good. Right, I'm going to pop that there again, take this out. I like to take everything off. It's a bit of my, you know, my OCD. Where was it? There. Yeah, there. Go up there forever. Right, okay. So I'll take this off, and now I'm going to just put a little bit of my normal wax on at the end of this. Not going to worry about Canuba waxing it. Like I said, if I was selling this or doing it as a gift for someone, I would probably, there we go, look at that, done. I would probably put a little bit of Canuba wax and do it on the buffing thing, but it's just for me, so that's fine. And as you can see there, okay, the finish we got straight off the carbide tool. Well, tiny bit of sanding, not a lot, just a normal, just what you would normally do with any traditional tool. So if anyone tells you you can't get as good a finish off a carbide, tell them, mate, you don't know what you're talking about. Right, let's see. Now we just screw this in. There we go. No threads damaged in the process. Tighten everything nicely now, and there you go. That's what I wanted, and that's exactly how I wanted it. Okay, I like that shape, that fits in nice. There we go. Right, Lisa, I'm going to test your reflexes.
Yeah, bang on me.
Right, there we go, guys. So I think that would make a nice little, oh, look at that. I've only gone and bloody done it, and look at that. Even stands up. Yeah, I think that made a nice little present for someone, really.
Yeah.
Christmas time. Anyone that does any sort of model doing, jewellery making, you know, they need to flatten the metals down and that. It's a nice little hammer for it, isn't it? You pay a lot of money for a little hammer like that.
Yeah.
For jewellery makers, a little bit of wax just in there. That's it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's it for me, guys. Right, okay. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you on the next one. Toodle pip.
Bye, guys.